Peace, love, life, solidarity upon your journey. This video is entitled Frederick Douglass Philosophy versus Martin Delaney's philosophy. For those who are not familiar or never heard of or never was taught about Martin Delaney is an abolitionist. Martin Delaney is a journalist. Martin Delaney is a Pan-Africanist. Okay. Martin Delaney wrote a few pieces for the North Star from 1854 through 57. Okay. Frederick Douglass was very galvanized by his pieces within the writing of the North Star for quite some time, and he hired him as the writer. But both of them, okay, they bump heads with each other because as we were taught and as we done our research in our history upon our dear beloved ancestor Frederick Bailey Augustus Douglass, okay, he had a philosophy of integration, okay, joining with whites, coming together with whites, having equality with whites. Martin Delaney, on his behalf, he didn't want to have nothing to do with whites. You get what I'm saying? We have a Pan-African, he had a Pan-African philosophy, okay, and that means that a collection of Africans across the, okay, not only just here in the Western Hemisphere, but across the globe, united, we put all of our focus and our aim towards Africa, okay, and bringing up the condition within Africa, because not all parts or aspects within Africa, okay, is best suit for someone. Delaney's philosophy was all about Africans here that's located in North America. Think for self. Think for self. Also, he visited various aspects within Africa. Okay, he visited Niger River. Okay, to speak upon the rich white folks, to possibly purchasing land there also. Okay, so by Delaney traveling or visiting Africa, and okay, once he observed Africa for what it is, that broadened his scope. He gained a different perspective. We also can state that Delaney carried the Pan-African ideology and philosophy back in the mid, late, early 1800s. Okay? So he is not the one, I would say, that created the slogan Africa or Africans for Africa or Africa for Africans. Okay? That was George Padmore that created that slogan. Not Garvey also, because many people have a misconception, or should I say, with Garvey stating that or make that claim. Garvey never made it that claim or ever stated that. It was George Padmore, okay, who stated or created the slogan Africa for the Africans. So we must have a clear understanding about that, brothers and sisters. On behalf of integration, which occurred within the United States, first in the South, then in the North, integration led to interracial marriages and interracial relationships. I think that it played a benefit in some way. So it definitely was beneficial. I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing that occurred, but definitely played its role within the early or late 1800s, should I say. Okay, it was a case called, Loving versus Virginia. It was a Supreme Court case, just to see, or should I say, just to evaluate overall the marriage between a black man and a black woman. I forgot where was the location at, But this is that was the first time, and this was back in 60, I believe, 1964, 1954. Okay, it was about 54, 55 years ago. Okay, um, I believe that, me personally, to speak on behalf of integration, also just to add on what I was saying, that there are white folks that have different personality than other white folks, but that don't take away who they are. It doesn't take away their racism that's manifested within them, you know? So, um, I would say that white folks work as a collective. You probably won't perceive you probably won't perceive the evil within someone, or you can't probably see the evil within someone due to the personality that's blocking your subconscious, but they work as a collective. When we integrated with white folks, that is when we stop producing items. That's when we stop doing for self, making for self. The last invention were the telephone, the cellular device. Integration, it done us harm. But it's a balance also, I would state. I'm not gonna say it's all wrong, but um it were, or it was, should I say, it was some good white folks and it was some bad white folks, but those good white folks turned to their home, to the original side. You get what I'm saying? You know, and I realized within my life on American soil, a lot of things are flippy, floppy, flippy, and floppy. Things really never change. Uh, Things really never remain the same. Excuse me. So, um, I respect the philosophy of our dear beloved ancestor, Frederick Bailey Augustus Douglas. Okay. Um, and I understand why he probably had that, but on that note, integration, it played its part, but it doesn't play its part no more within this society, because white folks will never accept us. But on that note, brothers and sisters, may everyone have love, life, peace.